Hi everybody, it's Christine with Essentially Thriving, and today we're going to make a simple plate meal. What is a simple plate meal? These are awesome. They're like the most amazing things ever. If you have home deliveries coming, the Hello, whatever, Good Food, all those other ones, this is very, very similar to it, only it goes on your shelf and it has a much longer date of shelf life than the other delivery systems do. So this is a family pack simple plate. It's the Korean style beef with brown rice, sweet and spicy shredded beef and vegetables over a brown rice. It has 6 servings in the package, and total calories per serving is 250 with, for those of you who are counting, sugars, 2 grams of sugar per serving, 336 grams of carbs per serving, and 15 grams of protein. I don't know if you can read that if I put it up close. It's probably backwards, unfortunately, because of the way I'm filming. But there it is. Maybe I'll take a picture later and put it in the comments so you can see it better. So this is what it looks like when it comes in. So you can get family size ones like this one, or you can get the smaller ones, which are meals for 3 people, so half the size. So what comes in this kit? So because everything is pre-cooked, pre-diced, pre-everything, you don't have to do any of the prep work. The first thing it tells me to do on the instructions, which there's only 5 steps for, by the way, and this says it's going to take 20 minutes to cook it all and have it ready. So the first thing is to put your water on to boil. So on the top, I'll say this because I did it once. So on the top it says, very important little rule up here, to check your box to see if it's a classic or a family size. Family measurements will be in orange and classics will be in green. So when I made one of these in a classic size once, I didn't read that instruction, and I added family size waters to refresh everything versus classic size. Everything was a little bit runny, but I figured it out about halfway through and made some adjustments to make it work. So today we're doing family, so we're doing orange. So first thing it says is 2 cups of water to boil. So I'm going to turn that on back here. I have my 2 cups of water. So I'm going to let that boil. That's for the rice. So while that's coming to a boil, I'm going to start on the next step, which is measure 1 1/4, measure 2 cups of water. See, I read it wrong already, so I don't have enough water. So I have to get more water. So now that we have 2 cups of water, it says just to set it aside for a minute. And then it says the 3 things you need from your own pantry are butter, brown sugar, and soy sauce. So it says to add 2 tablespoons of butter or oil. So we'll go with butter today into a pan. So 1, 2. And saute the garlic on medium heat for about 30 seconds. So the nice thing about these simple plates is they come numbered. So I'm on step 2. So I am looking for step 2 ingredients. See how they're labeled with a 2. This one's a 3. Then we have a 4. So there's another 2. And there's my number 1 for the rice that we have water boiling for. And there's my other number 2. So now that I have my number 2s out, we'll start with those. So the butter is melting and I am going to add the garlic. So this is the garlic. So it's freeze dried, preserved. So there's no added chemicals, preservatives. The only thing in there is garlic, which is nice. Don't have to worry about anything else being in my food that's not healthy. So I'm going to put the garlic in there to saute. It takes about 30 seconds for that to saute, just so you start getting that smell out of it. Then it says add the red pepper flakes. So again, it's labeled number 2, red pepper flakes. So put those in. That one's done. And the ground ginger. So again, labeled number 2, ground ginger. Put that in. There we go. So that's all in there now. Lightly toast with a couple more seconds. I think the rice might take the longest part of this to cook from the way these ingredients are kind of reading, and the way the instructions go. We'll see what happens as we do this. So that's cooking. Then it says deglaze with the pre-measured water. So now I can use my 2 cups of water, put that in. Once that's in, it says to add the shredded beef, brown sugar, and soy sauce. So so we're on step 3. So this is the step 3 shredded beef. You can see it in there. It is naturally preserved by flash freezing it. So there's no added chemicals or anything like that to it. It's just beef. That's all that's in here. So we're going to go ahead and open that. It smells so good. I'm going to put that right in. There we go. So there's our beef going in. So there's the brown sugar that I had to measure out of my own pantry. So I'm going to put that in. And that was a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And then a 1/2 cup of soy sauce. Now my soy sauce here, we'll put this in. I actually think I only did a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, so I'm going to have to put more brown sugar in there. Because, once again, I used the classic size instead of the family size measurements. So very important to read that one little instruction to know that you're making it correctly. So I'll put another 1/4 cup in there before I put the soy sauce in. There we go. So that's in. Now I'll do my 1/2 cup of soy sauce. So that's in there, and it says to bring it to a simmer for about 6 minutes. So you just want to let that sit for 6 minutes while it simmers. So while that's doing that, my water is boiling. So I'm going to go ahead and add my brown rice to the water. And it says to simmer covered for 6 minutes. So actually that's really good timing there, because both of them have to sit for about 6 minutes. So that works out really well. I'll start my timer there so I know when 6 minutes is done. And then both the rice and the beef will be ready at the same time. Actually, it's going to work out really well, because then it says to remove from heat and let rest for 5 minutes for the rice. And after 6 minutes, when this is simmering, we add the onions, green onions, and veggie mix, and then we let that simmer for 5 minutes. So when my timer goes off, my rice will be ready to sit for 5. I can throw my veggies in with the meat mixture, let that sit for 5, and then supper will be ready. So in 10 minutes from now, supper will be ready. So that works out really, really, really well as far as timing goes. So I'm just going to turn that heat down so that it simmers properly on the burner for the 2 tablespoons of water. And I need 2 more tablespoons of water for the step 4 for the cornstarch. So I'm going to get that 2 tablespoons of water ready. There's my water for the cornstarch. I'm just going to give this a little stir. It's very quiet in my house because I knew I was doing this video. And so I sent all 3 kids upstairs to do stuff, and I sent my spouse into the other room as well so that I can do this without interruptions. Hopefully we can get through the next 3 minutes without any interruptions. It's 3 minutes until I start adding the rest of this stuff together, so that will work out well. Let's see what happens. I mean, I can cook in peace for 20 minutes. That's like almost a miracle, really. How often do you get to say that you can do that with 3 kids, a dog, and a husband? So 3 minutes left. Let me tell you a little bit about the benefits of the Thrive Life foods. So while I'm waiting for this to finish up, I'll let you know that this is such a convenient way to get food to your house. You literally start your own delivery system online. You go in, you shop for what you want, just like you would at a grocery store, only you do it online, and it all gets shipped to you, so you don't have to go anywhere except to pick up your food if you happen to use the post office. Otherwise, it comes to your house, delivered right to you. And anytime you do an order of $100 or more, your shipping is free, which is phenomenal. The prices are in US funds for those of us that are Canadian. However, even given the exchange rate, it's cheaper to order it from the States at the US price than it is for what it would cost us to have a facility up here in Canada. So it's well worth the price. For me, the main benefits I see out of doing this are the convenience of ordering it online and having it shipped to me. Also, the convenience of time. So less fuss in order to make supper. I don't have to remember to take things out of the freezer or worried if they're freezer burnt or anything like that. I can just pull it off my shelf and cook it, and it's ready to go in 20 minutes or less. I can have supper on the table, a healthy nutritional supper. So there's time involved. There's also less waste in my house. I got really tired of, I don't know about any of you, I got really tired of buying fresh fruits and vegetables at the store and then having to throw half of them away in the compost or the garbage because they went bad before we actually had a chance to use them or eat them. I often felt like that Simpsons cartoon where they're going through the checkout with all their organic food and it's going bad as they bag it, and then you're just chucking it out and you spent how much money on it. So there's less waste and more money saved because I'm not throwing this food out. I'm using it. It has a much longer shelf life. The other most important piece for me is the nutritional value in it. I already have a hard time getting proper nutrients into me because of my Crohn's diagnosis. So very limited on the fruits and vegetables that I can eat that won't irritate my stomach. And the higher nutritional value that I'm getting out of the food, the more my body is actually absorbing. So that's done. So for me, this food has been amazing. When I say there's a higher nutritional value and a higher health aspect to the food, it's because they allow the food to cook to ripeness on the vine before it's picked. So you're getting that full nutritional value because they preserve it within hours of picking it, so it doesn't lose any of its nutritional value. Typically now that it's winter up our way, the fruits and vegetables that we're getting at the store are shipped in from somewhere else, and they don't have their full nutrition value anymore because they're being shipped to us. They're being picked before they're ripened, which means they don't even reach their full nutritional value, and then they're shipped to us from gosh knows where, and then ripened artificially so that they look pretty on the shelf. So you're not getting full nutritional value out of it at that point if it's shipped and artificially ripened and not allowed to come to its full nutritional value. You're not getting that full nutritional value out of it. With the Thrive, because it's allowed to ripen all the way, you get your full nutritional value out of it. So that is a very key thing for me, is that high nutritional value. I'm gonna pull that off the burner. So I put my vegetables in, my onions in, and my green onions in. And then it says simmer for 5 more minutes. So I'm going to let that simmer for 5 more minutes. And I'll get my cornstarch ready. So those are the 3 key benefits that I find is the time management, the waste management. 4 benefits really, I guess. Time management, waste management, money saving, and nutritional value. My kids use a lot of the fruits and vegetables in smoothies because it grinds down just like the fine powder. It's easy to use in smoothies. It's easy to use in baby food even. Add it to your yogurt, so you can buy like vanilla yogurt and add your own flavors. So it's just so versatile and easy to use. It saves me time, saves me money, saves the waste, and just provides that great nutritional value in it. Take a look at some of my other videos if you want to see what I'm talking about as far as the nutritional value, because I do kind of go over it a little bit in some of my other videos. Also, everything is gluten-free. There's a dairy-free option, which is really beneficial for us in Canada right now, considering the dairy tax that's on everything. So there's a dairy-free variety, as well as a gluten-free. And there's no, like I said, there's no preservatives, no additives, no chemicals. It's just fresh fruits, vegetables, preserved by flash freezing instead of picking early and shipping to us and artificially ripening. So that is going to simmer for another 3 minutes, and the rice is going to sit for another 3 minutes, and then I'm going to add my cornstarch to thicken everything up, and supper will be ready. So what time are we at here? 22 minutes? Doing pretty good. So I was saying, there's fruits. You can order just about anything like you would at a grocery store. Fruits, vegetables, meats, sauces, potatoes, all of it is available online. You can start a delivery by going to my website, which is www.thrivelife.com/thrivingwithChristineLG, and I'll post that in the comments so that you can follow the link. I can tell you one of my favorite things is the spinach, because we use it a lot in our sauces. We really like spinach dips, put it in our spaghetti. This is good for a year on my shelf, so I don't have to worry about spinach going bad in my fridge, because this will last a year open, and it will last even longer if I leave it closed. Same with the fruits and vegetables. The shelf life is amazing. I mean, the spinach has 6% calcium, 4% iron, 5% potassium, 10% vitamin A, and 4% vitamin C in a half a cup. So that's amazing nutrient value. There's so much value to this food for me. It's unbelievable. The fact that I can get all these nutrients in a healthy way and not have to worry about time, money, waste, preservatives, chemicals being in my food, because it's all natural food. So this is just about done. It's actually thickened up quite a bit all on its own, so it smells so good. And I'm sure that if I wanted to, I could probably throw some more vegetables in there. I know my favorite vegetables are the cauliflower, the red and green peppers, the diced onions, because I hate dicing onions, and the asparagus. Asparagus is so expensive. It's so expensive to buy this stuff and then have it go to waste and have to throw it out. And knowing that I'm not getting that highest nutritional value out of it in the first place, it's nice to know that I can buy something that's not going to go bad, that's not going to cost me an arm and a leg, and has nutritional value to it to eat and cook for my family at home and still have meals done in a timely manner. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in. The other really nice thing about the vegetables and the fruits, I did say like the fruits grind down. My kids use them in their smoothies. You can use them to make baby food. They grind down so fine. You can just use them to make baby food. With the vegetables, I often will grind down like cauliflower, green peppers, red peppers, spinach, kind of whatever vegetables I really feel like throwing in at the time, and make a vegetable flour or a vegetable crumb, I guess. And then I use that in place of breadcrumbs and such like that when I'm doing any kind of baking, like meatballs or meatloaf or hamburgers even. And then I'm not using bread as the filler, so it's cutting down on the carbs. I'm also getting my vegetables right in with my meats, and the kids love it, I love it, everybody loves it. So it's a quick and easy way to sneak some veggies in and reduce your carb intake. Like I said, it takes nothing to grind it down. I don't know if anybody out there has ever made cauliflower pizza crust. It's a lot of work to make cauliflower pizza crust when you have to cook your cauliflower, drain your cauliflower, strain your cauliflower, make sure all the water's out before you even grind it. And with the Thrive, I literally just throw it right in the blender, grind it up, and it's done. I don't have to worry about all those pre-steps or any prep work at all for it, because it comes cooked and chopped and ready to go, just refresh with water. So there we go, this is done. And really quick, I'll show you what it looks like. If I can get my phone to come out from underneath my cupboard. There we go, almost. So that is the, hopefully my phone doesn't fall in there, that is the final dinner. So there we go, it is done, cooked and ready to go, ready to serve, ready to eat. And this video took me almost 30 minutes to do, from start to finish. So there we go, 30 minutes, supper's on my table. We are going to enjoy this. Bye for now. Oh, you can check out my Facebook group as well, Essentially Thriving with Christine, and learn some more about this amazing home delivery system to your house. Bye.